Good one, mate. Right, so tips / advice for young bodybuilders starting their long, in capitals, long off season, 2 years plus to build stage tissue. So, firstly, mate, I will say congratulations on the thought process of actually having this mentality, because not many young bodybuilders think to themselves, I'm going to have a long off season.
Yeah,
Most of them think,
again.
I immediately want to, like, let's say, get shredded. I had a client today say to me, "Oh, you're with how lean you are currently, mate. It's making me so excited for when I start a cut." And I kind of had to say to him, unfortunately, mate, like out of the last, like, because he's been in the gaining phase for like 8 months, and I said, like, out of the last like 50 months, I've been in a gaining phase for like 43 of them. I was like, so it takes time. It's not just you can do a year off season and
also,
be
like,
ready, and there's going to be a lot of other factors that go
it's not just
around
like,
it.
oh, you look good when you're lean, so I want to do it.
No. But he was saying like, oh, your physique's just changed so much, and I kind of said, I was like, oh no, it hasn't. I had the same muscle mass. I'm just leaner.
Yeah.
Like, actually, to be fair, I've lost muscle mass in this prep because
Yeah.
I've dieted, so you lose muscle mass. But to answer the question, like, let's say in the shortest frame possible, like, you want to be thinking long term, like as he is. And I wouldn't be trying to say, like, if you're in a gaining phase for 2 years, you might actually benefit as well through tidy ups. It's not where you need to be in a gaining phase for directly 2 years. Like, sometimes a slingshot sort of approach of pushing up and pulling back, probably not going to be a bad idea. But I would just go into it, and I really wouldn't be like trying to stress out over the basics of just train progressively, let's say progressively train, and then match your food to match that progressive training, and just focus upon building compound strength up. And don't worry too much about composition. If you get a little bit soft, get a little bit soft. But likewise, don't be thinking I need to gain X amount of weight.
No.
I need to do this. Like Finn, for example, how long were you in your previous gaining phase? What was it, like 90 weeks?
90 something, yeah.
Yeah. And like after my prep, like I said, I worked out. Like it was literally, like let's say out of 18 months, I spent 2 of those months tidying up. And in all seriousness, I wasn't objectively fully blown past it to the point where I needed to. It was more so kind of made sense from a timeline standpoint. If I wasn't prepping early on this year, I wouldn't have even done that pre-prep diet last year in the summer. I would have extended another push. So it's one of those sort of things that we look at, and I'd be thinking like, nail the basics. If you're early on in your bodybuilding career, just enjoy the processes of just getting strong.
It was 124 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Obviously,
I didn't think it was that.
I had the pre-prep, didn't I?
Okay.
So before, I think this is what we were thinking. This is what
Yeah.
I was thinking. Before the pre-prep, it was 87 weeks.
Okay.
Then I had the pre-prep diet, which was 12 weeks.
And then prior to your prep, that was like, what, 30 weeks in total, wasn't it? Like, you spent a year, 2 years in the gaining phase prior to that?
What, even before my first prep?
Yeah. So prior to that prep?
Probably not, but I should have done. I probably spent like 6 to 9 months.
Yeah.
So when I first started coaching with AJ, he was like, right, you're very lean. You don't need to be. It's like I got fat, relatively, and just got pretty strong within like 6 or so months. Okay. Yeah. And then dieted from there. So
feels like it's longer when you look back.
It was maybe 6 to 9 months, but in theory, it should have been a lot longer. Yeah. And also, like, in reality, I wasn't dieting all the time for the years before that. I probably had like 2 or 3 diets where I got very lean.
I've said before on the podcast, like I was 105 kilos from like ages 16 to 18, and I was soft as anything. Like I was really soft, but I didn't care. Like I knew I don't have enough muscle mass to get lean.
That's how people need to think. I wish I'd have thought like that, but I was like, I wanted to. At that age, I guess not that age, but when I was like getting into training, then I wanted to stay really lean and stuff.
Yeah, but I got into like when I was like 19, I spent from 19 to like 2021.
That was when you
lean.
Were like,
yeah, but I had enough muscle mass to look okay.
Yeah, to be fair,
then,
I think
like,
I did after the first like push up.
Yeah, like it was just objectively talking about bodybuilding goals. No, I didn't have enough muscle mass, but pure gym, lighting, and a bit of a pump.
Looking all right.
Yeah, I looked all right. So I was just like, yeah, sound, this is good for me. I was 80 to 85 kilos year round. And it was like, I had visible abs, I had veins on my arms, like I ate a good amount of food. I'd have like periods of like 6 months. Yeah, loads of Oreos on holiday. I'd have 6 months of gaining, and I'd like gain 4 kilos, and they'd be like, all right, time to pull back.
I used to do that. I'd gain like 2 or 3 kilos and be like, right, diet. Like,
no, but the thing is like,
imagine if we had people who knew what they were on about.
Yeah, exactly.
We'd be so much better.
We'd be way better. Like, it is crazy. But at the same time, like, that's what we did as mistakes.
You learn from it,
yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
So that's why when we put our stories on, like, from back in the day, from like 2-3 years ago, or whatever it is, or 5 years ago, and we say, I put that one the other day where it was like the pec fly press, and I was like, we made the mistake so that you guys don't have to. That's what we were doing.